Hi, it's Lawrence McKendall, and this is Flamecast number 3, and this is Scooberlicious Ultimate, and I'm excited this morning. There's a lot of adjectives to describe my guest. Being in the booth, watching him play throughout the AUDL season for the Flamethrowers, it's wow! Oh my, when you hear the broadcasting booth, watch a play go down, they're blown away. If you watch the simulcast, it's really cool. And there's just a collective, oh, can't believe that happened. It's exciting to watch. Ulti-Whirl, Nathan Jessen described Antoine as a highlight machine. And as the recent, he created a recent highlight at the Cascades game, of the Riptide game, where he skied over 3 players to land his 9th top 10, number 9 on the top 10 list for ESPN. It was very cool to see. This is somebody who I think when I was doing a pre-interview the other day, the fans were coming up to him and he was very gracious. And it was enough to see that he was talking to an Aviator coach who was very, very happy and very appreciative of his game skills, as well as the family of 4 that came up and wanted his autograph. He engaged him. So I've seen him play at the height, balling at a high level, and I've seen him talk to his fans, his ever-growing fan base. So what I like to say is I like to bring in my guests, San Francisco Flamethrower, Sky King, Antoine Davis.
Hey, Lawrence.
How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're trying to work out see, I've got something under me, so we're on the same height. There's a lot of technical things, so he's been patient. So talk about last night. You came away with a solid win. The Aviators came in looking like they were very confident off a tight win off of the Spiders, but you came in and handled your business. What was your take of the game?
Yeah, I knew the Aviators were going to be hungry. They need to basically win, I think, most of the games to be in the playoffs. They beat the Spiders surprisingly because the Spiders had an 8-game winning streak, something like that. And I was surprised by that result. And I knew that we had to come out hot, and we did.
You did. You came in very solid. Now, it was very interesting because there's a lot of highlights I talked about with Antoine that happened, but as defenders start to really address his ability, you got a lot of unders. Mm-hmm. And you made him pay. I mean, I would say you made him pay because he plays both sides of the disc very well. And not only is he going up high to pull down a disc, he's able to drop dimes, and that's what he did yesterday. I want to say, you said you had 4 assists? Yeah. I said, he should have had more than that. But it was nice to see. And how do you feel about the game? I mean, you talked about being able to patrol the sky, but how do you feel about your handling skills?
There's something I've been working on. I knew coming into college is one of my weaker points. I couldn't break a mark, or I could barely throw a huck. And that's the thing about college ultimate. You're around your teammates all the time. And I always was hitting up people to throw, coming to practice early to throw, and they developed pretty well.
Yeah, very much so. And it's nice because there's a level of confidence when you get the disc and you pick your mark, and they're on the mark, and it's great to see. So let's step back here. Thank you for talking about the game last night. Let's talk about how you got started, because you're new to the area, but you're not new to the game. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about how you got. You told the story yesterday, which is kind of funny, how you got roped in coming to a game. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so I started in high school. I went to an alternative school, and it's kind of weird. The only sport we have is ultimate frisbee at my school, and I used to play your traditional sports, football, basketball, and track, and I used to have to go to a neighboring school to play, and all my friends played ultimate frisbee, and I used to make fun of them all the time. It was like, that's not a real sport. You're playing with a frisbee. Like that can't be real. And I know I saw my friends and that made fun of them all the time, and they got tired of it, and it was like, why don't you come out to practice? I'm like, all right, I'll dog you at your sport, and that'll be the end of it. And so I came to practice. I think it was a Monday or Tuesday. They were actually running circles around me because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what a flick was or a backhand was. I could barely throw a backhand, but it was extremely fun. Later that weekend, I went to my first frisbee tournament and never looked back.
That's very interesting. I'm going to move the camera in here, but it's very interesting. What happens is you get a guy, an athlete, to come to an ultimate frisbee game. Reluctantly, he loves the game and ends up being invited and playing in a tournament. And that's actually how you want to hook an athlete. You get in, you get to play at a higher level, and you can appreciate that. So that's fantastic. So where did you start to learn? You said alternative school, but where are you from?
Oh, it's HB Woodline, Arlington, Virginia.
So he's from the Virginia area, and as you're going to find out, he's went to Va Tech, and the Burn made it to nationals. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So you jumped. This was in high school, and then you made the jump to So you were going to go to Va Tech regardless, or were you looking for ultimate?
I've been looking at Virginia Tech since I was in middle school. I played 10 years of football, and their football program during that time was unstoppable. They had Mike Vick, and they were going to the top bowl games.
Yep.
So
it was a serious bowling team for football.
I think you might want to move it that way. Right.
A level of football prowess. You were used to the physicality, and you used to be able to read in the disc and read in a ball, which is nice. So I got to believe when you got into throwing the disc and had the loft, it made your job even easier.
Oh yeah, definitely. Basically, so I was lucky enough. Our frisbee program, I was on the JV team my first year, and basically my coach said, just like, go get it. Just whenever you see that thing go up, just go get it, and that's what I did.
That was very interesting. I remember I talked Andy Zill, brought in a player for Stanford. I think he was a defensive back, and I liked the they were trying to steer this athlete around and how to play the game. But for the most part, it was like, just go get it. And you could see that. I haven't seen him back out, but I can definitely see when you bring an athlete with those skills and they combine with ultimate, you have a star in the making. So how was your coach at so you told me a story about one of the things that got you down was the way the coach was treating you.
Yeah, so by senior year, I actually ended up quitting all three of my primary sports and continuing with frisbee because those coaching styles.
I tell you what, we're going to be back. We're at Sports Basement. Part of the Sports Basement is we got the cleaning crew. I don't know if you can hear the vacuum cleaner, and we're going to be right back because I want to continue my guests. I want to give my guests the due respect so we can have unfiltered. So be right back.